again at our property. Now, we were here last week and I did do some recording. Unfortunately, there was no sound. But last week was about 80 degrees. Today, good old 39 degrees and it's pretty cold. But look at all this green behind us. We were gone for a couple of weeks picking up the RV in California. And when we returned, the dirt was grass. How lovely, isn't it? Anyway, we've done a lot of work since we last spoke, but the work we did was bringing a boat to the property and then the next day bringing an RV to the property. And I've got video to show you how that turned out. We've determined that this section behind us will be where we end up putting the garages as we get ready to put them up. And so before we can do that, we had stacked a bunch of sticks and weeds, and there are still some trees behind us. We're gonna have to clear all of that out. And so that's what our goal is today. And there she sits amongst the trees. Okay, time to bring in the RV. It's coming between the trees. Uh-oh, it's getting stuck. Okay. We stuck. This is exactly the same place that other guy got stuck. Oh my goodness.
Well.
Okay, so we're still stuck. It's been about an hour and a half. We have made the situation much worse as I took pictures and you can see. And the neighbors have been so gracious. Mr. Gossip, he's about 97 years old. He came and he tried to help, but he got a little bit shaken up and thought that he would hurt the RV if he did anything. So we said, don't worry about it. You go on your way and we'll call a wrecker. But then one of the other neighbors came by and they said, you need help? So they're on their way to get their big tractor and they're gonna help pull this thing back out of the holes that we have dug through the mud. And all we have to do is just get into the property and just leave it be. And if we can do that, all the more power to us. And then we can worry about whatever later. And so anyway, it is starting to darken up. It's supposed to rain tonight, and then it is supposed to only get into the 50s and maybe hit 60. Then it's going to rain really good on Monday, which means that wherever we put this thing, it stays. It is going to be just stuck wherever we put it until the ground dries up, which who knows when that's going to be because it is winter. So Right now we are not on the road. The nose is just inside of the road. And so if it has to stay here, we do have some orange pylons we can put at the nose and until a wrecker can come and help us. Anyway, if it's not one thing, it's another. God bless. We're at the property and we're building a small tool shed to be able to house our shovels and rakes and all that good stuff. We had been just laying them under a tarp, but now since rainy season seems to be here, we need to protect them more. So we're putting up a shed. And so I'll show you what Lee is doing. Also, let's look and see our little world with the RV. We've made ourselves a little yard for Baxter, and we're sitting pretty close to the street because that's where we had to stay. But once it dries up, we'll move it back off of the street towards the property. But you'll get to see. It's a lovely little campsite, I guess you could say. A little camp area. You can see we've got the fences put around, so Baxter has a lovely area to play and to wait while we're working on the property. But lovely sitting area, and then the shed that is right here. And as I said, we're really close to the gate entrance, but with the mishaps and everything, we have to wait till it dries up to be able to get it further onto the property. And so it will either stay here the duration of the winter, or if we do have a nice long dry spell, we'll be able to move it. Anyway, let's watch Lee build a shed. Lee has already put up the two sides of this small shed, and now he's working on configuring the top bars, and he's reading the instruction because he wants to know exactly how to do it. to do before actually putting the panels on the shed is peel off a protective layer. And it's a really thin layer of plastic that has to come off. And so you have to just pick at it until it comes off. You get the idea.